Hey everybody, my name is Erin, and today I just want to share a little bit of information about um, interacting with the hearing impaired community when you are a hearing person and what that looks like for us and what we can do to make everyone in the situation feel a little bit more comfortable and foster a relationship between these two groups of people. So the reason why I'm doing this is because every year in September it is National Deaf Awareness Month, and every May is Better Speech and Hearing Month. So look, we're only 30 seconds in, I'm sure you've already learned something new. But aside from these 2 months where obviously, yes, we should highlight and advocate even more and celebrate this special population of people, we should continue to do this year-round. We should want to educate ourselves so that everybody feels included, we're all equal, and that we are all trying to make a world a better place to live in the end. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the difference between little d deaf and big D deaf. So within the deaf community in this population, certain individuals will identify themselves based on certain things in relation to their deafness. So with little d deaf, these people are recognizing the audiological component of hearing loss. So they realize that they cannot hear, but they might choose to equate themselves with normal hearing people, and by that I mean they may choose oral methods of communication instead of sign, and they might choose to do cochlear implantation or utilize hearing aids depending on the severity of their hearing loss. But in the end, all they are is deaf because of a hearing impairment. While on the other hand, big D deaf is, yes, they recognize that they have a hearing loss, a physical disability, but they also let that define what culture they associate themselves with. So people who identify as big D deaf, they are part of a larger society that shares the same beliefs and values, and they may most likely will choose to use sign language as a form of communication. So what does that mean for the hearing community, and how do we take this information? What do we do with it? Well, we use it to decide how we interact with that particular individual. So we look at, do they identify as little d deaf or big D deaf? And what type of communication do they need? And in the end, it's just all about respect and knowing that every deaf person is not the same. They don't all use sign language. Some prefer to use oral communication, and that we educate ourselves so that we can be respectful of everybody's differences and learn how to communicate more effectively and more respectfully with each individual person with a hearing impairment. So now I just want to teach some basic signs that you can learn just like that in order to just facilitate conversation between people with a hearing impairment who decide to learn sign language and normal hearing people. From my own personal experience, I can say that I know deaf people who use sign language truly appreciate it when we make the effort to learn their language, and that just makes them feel invited and feel welcomed, and they don't care if it's not perfect. They just appreciate that you actually took the time to try and learn their language in the first place. So with that being said, I just want to teach you the top 10 basic signs that you need to know. So number 1, hello. Hello. Number 2, bye. Bye. Number 3, my name. So with this one, take a little bit of extra time to learn how to fingerspell your name using the alphabet. Fingerspelling is where you go letter by letter and use the signs for the letters in the alphabet to spell your name. So for me, it would be Aaron. Aaron. There are plenty of tutorial videos that will go through how to spell the alphabet in sign language and a lot of different web pages on the internet. And it's not hard to learn, but once you do learn it, you can use this phrase to introduce yourself to a person. So once you learn how to spell your name using the alphabet in sign language, you can use this phrase, my name is Aaron, my name, and then fingerspell your name to introduce yourself to somebody who is hearing your impairment and uses sign language to communicate. So now we'll move on to number 4, how are you? How are you? Number 5, I'm great. I'm great. Number 6, I'm fine. I'm fine. Number 7, thank you. Thank you. Number 8, yes. Yes. Number 9, no. No. And number 10, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So like I said, those are just 10 basic signs that you can use that will just get a conversation started and help you feel like you really invited a person with hearing impairment into the conversation and made them feel appreciated. If you want to learn more, I truly recommend it. It is a beautiful language, and like I said earlier, they truly, truly, truly appreciate it. So that's the end of this video. I just want to remind you all of September being National Deaf Awareness Month. So plan an activity with your children or with your friends and do something to celebrate this population, whether that be making a poster and hanging it up in your local coffee shop that says National Deaf Awareness Month and, you know, I don't know, has some fact about this population that people may not know, or whether you choose to learn a new sign every day for a month, that month, just to show your appreciation for their language and their culture. And also the same in May for Better Speech and Hearing Month. Get involved in your state's laws and policies that are being made regarding this community, if there are some. Just educate yourself during these months a little bit more than you would during the rest of the year, but don't stop at the end of May and the end of September. Continue to educate and share what you know and what you learn, just with the hopes that of a ripple effect.